From the free throw line.
Soft touch.
Knocks it down. She's got the last 5 for Chicago into double figures.
Part of the season out with injury. It's great to see her be able to get herself back. Reese frustrated. Thought she should have gotten them.
Slapped away by Reese. Carter with the nice move. Cardoso guiding in.
Did Chennedy Carter just get away with murder on the basketball court? Well, not quite. But her slam on DiJonai Carrington has everyone talking. The WNBA is buzzing with controversy, and we're about to break down why this isn't just another foul. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. So you've seen players get physical before, right? But this was different. One moment of aggression that's got the whole WNBA on edge. Why? Because it's exposing a problem that's been simmering under the surface for years. Let's break down what happened. Chennedy Carter, known for her aggressive style, didn't just foul DiJonai Carrington. She straight up shoved her to the ground, hard. Now, in any other game, this might have been a flagrant foul, maybe even an ejection. But here's where things get interesting. The officials called it a regular foul. You might be thinking, what's the big deal? Players get fouled all the time. But this wasn't just any foul. It was a potential game changer for how the WNBA handles player conduct. Why? Because it's part of a pattern with Carter, and the league's been letting it slide. After the foul, Carter's body language said it all. She knew she might be in hot water. It's like she was bracing for the whistle, maybe even an ejection. But when the call came down as just a regular foul, you could almost see the relief on her face. This is where things get complicated. Carter's got a history of aggressive play, and the WNBA's been pretty lenient with her. But now they're at a crossroads. If they keep letting this slide, what message does that send to other players? What about player safety? The real kicker here is how this exposes a bigger problem in the WNBA: inconsistent officiating. Some players are getting away with murder on the court, while others are getting called for every little thing. It's creating a double standard that's got players, coaches, and fans up in arms. Think about it. If you're a player who plays by the rules, how frustrating must it be to see someone like Carter repeatedly cross the line without consequences? It's not just unfair, it's dangerous. Basketball's a physical sport, sure, but there's a line between competitive and reckless. Remember that incident with Caitlin Clark?
Back on June 27th, first quarter for the Sky. They won it against the Aces, but
Carter from the free throw line.
soft touch.
Knocks it down. She's got the last 5 for Chicago into double figures.
Here's the first quarter as a warm-up. We got to be ready to go. Carter without the ball. Good cut.
Well, it turns out that was just the tip of the iceberg. Carter's got a history, and it's one that's raising some serious questions about the future of the WNBA. Let's rewind a bit. The Carter-Clark incident initially flew under the radar. No big penalties, no major outcry. But then the backlash hit. Fans and players alike started questioning why such aggressive play was being overlooked. The WNBA had to do some quick damage control, changing the foul to a flagrant one after the fact. But here's where it gets complicated. This wasn't a one-off situation. Carter's been known for her aggressive style of play for a while now. It's like a pattern that's been hiding in plain sight. And with each incident, the same questions keep popping up. How much is too much? When does competitive play cross the line into dangerous territory? Think about it. If players like Carter keep getting away with overly aggressive moves, what message does that send? It's not just about one player or one game anymore, it's about the integrity of the whole league. You might be wondering, why hasn't the WNBA cracked down on this before? Good question. The truth is, they're in a tough spot. On one hand, basketball is a physical sport. Fans love the intensity, the passion. But on the other hand, there's a line between intense and reckless. And right now, that line is looking pretty blurry.
There's Banham for 3. She's got a pair of 3s off the bench.
Part of the season out with injury. It's great to see her be able to get herself back. Reese frustrated, thought she should have gotten the...
Great give and go pass. This leads to an opportunity for an and one.
This latest incident with Carrington, it's forcing the WNBA to take a long, hard look in the mirror. They can't keep turning a blind eye. Not if they want to maintain the respect of players and fans alike. But it's not just about punishment. It's about setting a standard. What kind of league does the WNBA want to be? One that prioritizes player safety and fair play? Or one that lets aggression slide for the sake of excitement? Carter's body language after the Carrington incident said it all. She looked worried, like she knew she might have finally pushed things too far. It's almost like she was expecting the hammer to fall. But when it didn't, it raised even more questions. Here's the thing, Carter's aggressive style isn't just a problem for her, it's becoming a problem for the whole league. Commentators are starting to take notice, saying her actions reflect poorly not just on her, but on the WNBA as a whole. It's a wake-up call, loud and clear. While the league grapples with on-court behavior, another crisis is brewing off the hardwood. What could possibly be worse than the Carter-Carrington clash? The answer lies in the Chicago Sky's locker room, and it's not pretty. You might think the drama ends when the final buzzer sounds, but that's where you'd be wrong. The real fireworks were just getting started behind closed doors. Picture this. A post-game press conference that's supposed to be all about the game, but instead, it's overshadowed by the chaos erupting from the locker room. As Kamilla Cardoso steps up to the mic, you can tell something's off. Her eyes are darting around, her body language screams discomfort. It's like she's trying to focus on answering questions, but her mind is somewhere else entirely. And can you blame her? With the sounds of arguing and banging coming from the locker room, it's a wonder she can string two words together. Cardoso tries to keep it professional, saying things like, "I feel like we don't feel much pressure because this is something we love to do." But let's be real, her words and her body language are telling two very different stories.
Slapped away by Reese. Carter with the nice move. Cardoso guiding in.
Trade on Marina Mabry from the three-point line for Chicago. And already an offensive rebound for Cardoso. And it gives that
The lead all scores.
Every time she makes a three from that side.
The pressure? It's written all over her face. The noise from the locker room gets so bad that Cardoso actually has to ask someone to close the door. Can you imagine? Here's a professional athlete trying to talk about the game, and she's being drowned out by her own team's meltdown. It's embarrassing, it's unprofessional, and it's a clear sign that something's seriously wrong with the Chicago Sky. But here's the million-dollar question. Where's the leadership in all this? Where's head coach Teresa Weatherspoon? You'd think with all this chaos, she'd be the one stepping up, calming things down, getting her team in line. But nope, her absence is deafening. This isn't just a bad day at the office. This is a symptom of something much deeper, much more toxic. The Chicago Sky isn't just a team having a rough patch, they're a team in crisis. And the worst part? It seems like nobody's at the wheel. Think about it. How does a professional team get to this point? How does the locker room environment become so toxic that it spills out into a press conference? This isn't just about one game or one incident. This is about a culture that's been allowed to fester, unchecked and unchallenged. And let's not forget, this is all happening against the backdrop of Chennedy Carter's on-court aggression. It's like the Sky are imploding from both ends. On the court, they've got a player pushing the limits of acceptable behavior. Off the court, they've got a team that can't even keep it together long enough to get through a press conference. For more Hoops videos that cover the latest and greatest stories, click that subscribe button so you stay in the game. If Caitlin Clark can hit a logo 3, surely you can click a button to show your appreciation for all the hard work that went into making this video. It's free, so what are you waiting for? Subscribe and see you in the next one.